Hello, welcome to i4 Automation. I'm Andrew and this is Tom.
Yeah, hi, I'm Tom from Technical Support of i4 Automation.
And I'm one of the directors, but also sales, and but come from a very technical background.
He's the boss.
So we've got a few things we're going to discuss today. We're going to tell you a bit about a freebie we're giving away over Christmas, just to make your Christmas just that little bit better. A bit of feedback on last week's training.
Yep.
Christmas opening hours, a new brochure. We're just going to give you a brief overview of that. We've got a product which is rotating here, nicely timed. Not only you can see the part number now, it's going to give the reveal. But we're going to tell you a bit about one of our products and show you how it connects to some inputs and outputs. Yep. And we're also looking for feedback. You know, we have had some feedback about different ideas that people want and some technical information that we're going to take away some of the abbreviations that we've been using and explain those abbreviations. But we're also interested in what people are looking for, what sort of information they need on the products, whether it's box openings or whether it's more technical, and how in depth we go. So, right, we're going to start off with the calendars. So we're going to be sending out calendars over the Christmas period. We send them out to customers around about the first week of December. Calendar this year is slightly different from last year, but we're still doing it a bit of a quiz.
Yeah, so you've been doing the calendars for 16 years, haven't you?
Yeah, since we started we did calendars.
Always got an i4 Automation calendar, so if you've seen one on your desk before, then this is the legendary i4 Automation calendar. Last year we did castles around England, and we had basically a competition on there where you would scan the QR code, you'd have a look at the website, and it would tell you more information about
last year we didn't have a barcode.
So
this year we put the barcode on there to make it easier for people to get to the website and get the information.
Exactly that. So this year, instead of castles around England, we've got engineering marvels around England, around Britain, and we've got the answers are going to be on our website, so you can look at it, try and work out what it is, and then go to the website to
You
find
might know what it is. It might be a bit easy for you. The calendars are also specially designed so you can write things like appointments. If you've got Tom and I coming to visit you, you can make a note of it. You'd hate to miss that, wouldn't you? But it also has the training dates on there, on the diary, so you can see those there. So it will work as an aid memoir in terms of the training and the specification. In terms of feedback training last week, we had, 3 people on the training?
Yeah, 3 people on the training. We try and keep it quite small like that, so that we can tailor the course as much as possible to the people who are attending. We had a couple of guys that were doing some water treatment. They already used the Unitronics equipment, used the vision system on I think all of their projects. They've got
they've been using it for a number of years, maybe longer than we've been using Unitronics, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so they've got that on there, and basically they've got people in the company that already use the Unitronics equipment, and they just needed some more people at the firm that can work with
the service
Unitronics
guys who go out and do the commissioning. They wanted to make sure that they weren't scared to turn on the software. They weren't scared to actually look at it and see what was going on inside the PLC.
Yeah, make some changes and see what's available, what they can do with the equipment.
Second guy, different application for us, new customer. He does welding machines. He refurbishes them apart from a lot of different projects he gets involved with. He wanted a PLC variable speed drive connected together and doing a bit of control.
And they're doing exactly what we were talking about last week, where they've got a Unitronics PLC connected to a VSD, which is communicating over Modbus RS485. So they've got the control on the HMI. He's used a demo application that I've supplied for him, and he's managed to reverse engineer that, use it however he needs to.
Incorporate it into his application.
Exactly, yeah. And it works really quite nicely. He's got it up and running at the moment, and he's very happy with how it's working. And by the end of the course, he was looking at different ways he can use the Unitronics equipment, which I think was really good.
And the traffic lights, everyone got the traffic lights
And we
working?
did the traffic lights as well, yeah.
Okay, so just the training is ongoing. Customers seem very happy with it.
Yeah.
And we covered exactly what they needed, I think.
They
led it. The first day's quite laid out in terms of giving them the basic instruction. Day 2, they lead it, what they want to learn, what they need to learn.
Yeah, exactly that.
Okay, so we're going to cover Christmas opening hours.
Yeah, Christmas opening hours, so that you can make sure that you place your orders before Christmas, so you get your products before Christmas. The last day for shipping is going to be the 18th of December. So if you get your orders in before the 18th of December, we'll be able to ship it out to you before the Christmas period starts. And then between Christmas and New Year, so we're still here on Christmas Eve, but between Christmas and New Year, we've got a bit of a skeleton crew, but we are still available. If you need something for a breakdown or you need a bit of technical support in that period, we are available to you for any emergency needs, because that's what i4 Automation's here for. We're here to help out.
If you've got a breakdown or you've forgotten to order something, we can get into the office, we can get the stock, we can get it out to you. It means we've got to go into the office, we've got to go to the courier, we use FedEx, and take it to them. But, it might take a bit longer. Email us, phone us up, have a bit of patience and we'll get you sorted out. We won't leave you hanging.
Yeah, and 5th of January, we're back in the office, back to full working capacity.
Back to normal, you know, really. So back to the some new ideas we've got. So we're going to be going at full swing.
Yeah.
So other new things, we've got a new brochure. This is the new short form version.
And Unitronics have released a lovely glossy version of the catalogue, and it's got all of the part numbers in there, everything that Unitronics have got available, the servos, the variable frequency drives, bit of information about UniCloud in there. Really good, but it is quite a big bulky catalogue that we've got in there. So Andrew's been doing some work.
Yeah, we decided we'd come up with something that's a bit smaller, a bit easier for us to post out, and you'll be seeing this, it will be going out with the calendars, but we'll have a brochure here that will just guide you to the right page on our website regarding the product.
Yeah, so you've got QR codes in there which take you straight to the page that is relevant. So each one of these got a unique QR code to take you to a different part of the website. Is that how it works? And then on there we've got PDFs and tutorials for each of those products.
Part numbers and all the information you need. And it's just really a way of guiding you to it, because it's I think we're in a strange transition where people like to have a bit of a brochure, like to have a piece of paper, but there's so much information. So to have it on the web is a good idea, but we're trying to give you a guide of how to get that information from the website.
Yeah.
All feedback, please, in the comments below, like the podcast, give us some feedback if you've got some ideas. You don't like the brochure, you do like the brochure, we're always interested in feedback.
Yeah, and it guides us in the right direction for when we're doing our next bit of promo, next catalogue that we're taking out there. We will definitely be taking on board your guys' comments.
Well, there's no point in us doing it unless that's what people want.
Yeah.
So we'll be posting those two out together over the Christmas period. If you don't get one, please drop it in the comments, contact us, and we'll make sure you get one. We're shipping to the UK only though, I'm afraid.
And we have had a couple of situations before where somebody in the office has got one and somebody else in their office has asked for an extra one.
We do get people asking for them. Yes, it is quite nice that there's a bit of banter. If somebody feels they've been left out or someone's acquired one, it hasn't quite made it to the engineer's desk, we do get some grief. But if you haven't got it, please contact us and we'll make sure.
I guess if you've been making those for 16 years, then people kind of expect to have them on their desk.
I think they do, yes. Yes. We've even had suppliers contact us and say that they'd like one. But, hey, if it's useful for them, if it's sitting on their desk and they can make some use of it, great, we'll do that. Okay, shall we have a look at what this is spinning behind us in the background here? Okay. So what is this product, Andrew? What is we're looking at? This is a 7-inch HMI and PLC. Now, in the early days, the Unitronics would call that an OPLC, an operator and a programmable logic controller. So inside we've got a gasket. The gasket goes round the door to give you your IP rating. But only give you your IP rating if you tighten the screws up to the correct torque. You don't need a torque wrench, but don't over tighten them. I've had one or two people recently over tighten the screws. Tom's got the screws there, the little clamps, and there's a power connection there. So you use those clamps to connect it through the cutout, but don't over tighten them, please. You know, I know sometimes you think it's going to be increase the sealing properties. It doesn't.
But you do have quite a high IP rating on this when it's installed.
Yeah, it's an IP65 when put in a suitable.
I was going to put you on the spot there and ask you what the IP rating was, but I wasn't sure that you knew exactly what it was.
So that's a 7-inch widescreen, as you can see, and this has Ethernet built in. So if Tom shows the side there, you can see the Ethernet port. There's also an expansion port. The
Ethernet port's actually on the other side.
Okay, you can tell it's the Ethernet port because it's got the LEDs on there, so you can see those flashes.
Well, it actually, in the printing of the plastic, it's got Ethernet written straight on the side. You've got SD card that can go in there as well. On the other side, you've got a normal serial programming port, which can be 232 or 485. And then you've got expansion for more DIN rail mounted I/O, the USB port for programming, and then the power, which obviously goes with the power terminal that comes in the box. You then got a bit of a blank space on the back of it here. A lovely, easy install of the communication modules underneath this door. And you can also change the battery and everything from this little door on the back. But if you know your PLCs, you might know that there's something missing straight away from this product.
There's no inputs and outputs.
There's no inputs and outputs. So if you want to physically connect this to something, there's a couple of ways that you can do that. I've got one that I made earlier, a bit of a Blue Peter special here. We've got snap-in I/O, which actually snaps into the back of the PLC. It means you can choose what inputs and outputs that you want, and this is a modular system, so it allows you to just add which I/O that you need. If you need a couple of analog inputs, then you can have one module. If you don't need any analog inputs, it means you can save some money on your project.
There's 8 different snap-in cards. The most popular one I'll tell you now is the E3XB. So if you have a look at that, V200-19 E3XB, and that is by far the most popular one with our customers.
And these just snap directly onto the back of the PLC. So it's like having the I/O built into the actual PLC itself, and they just quite easily snap off to the back there. And now it's part of the system. And like I say, it's quite modular, so if you need to change it from one project to another, you've got the option there to have it all built in, PLC, HMI, and the inputs and outputs all in one block there available to you. Have I not snapped that in properly?
Yeah, it is. And it's nice to note as well, these are all plug-in connectors, so that can reduce your wiring time. In terms of being a panel builder, you can wire up to the terminals and then only buy the expensive bit off us when the machine's ready to ship, and that can reduce your costs. There's a bag of terminals. If you lose the terminals, give us a shout. If you lose the gaskets, we've normally got them in stock. You know, we've got so many customers using these. We've normally got terminals and we can get those to you. We might ask you for the postage if you haven't brought the office. Well, I've had one or two people come and buy terminals and gaskets off us and they've not brought anything. So, you know, give us the postage at least in those cases.
But if you're in trouble, we're here to help you, and that's what we do here, the simple as that.
So one of the dilemmas with this is, as you can see, there's quite a lot of terminals here, quite a lot of wiring. This becomes quite heavy. And now traditionally the HMI, the operator interface, is put on the door of the machine. You put all the wiring, you have a big wiring loom on the back of this, it becomes heavy and people then go away from it and they're not very keen to actually connect to it. So you can have DIN rail mounted I/O.
Yeah, so this can literally just be attached to your DIN rail, and what there is there's an expansion port in the side of the PLC. You can just connect it up. It looks very much like an Ethernet port. It is an RJ45 connection, but you cannot use standard Ethernet cable. That goes into one side, and then the other side will go into your adapter. It don't have an adapter.
Don't have an adapter here.
There's an adapter. So plug it into the adapter, and that allows you to then communicate to the device, which DIN
So
rail
you can have
mounted.
up to 8 modules on the DIN rail.
Yep.
They have to be connected horizontally next to each other. Just a word of warning, because the ribbon cable, Tom will show you the ribbon cable quickly. They need to be butted up next to each other. So don't, you know, leave yourself enough panel space when you do that. But that gives you a 7-inch PLC, as we said, built-in Ethernet, snap-in I/O, and it gives you a really nice compact PLC and HMI.
And the DIN rail mounted I/O can be up to 30 metres away from the PLC as well.
And you can have both.
Yes, of course, yeah.
But you could also have Ethernet I/O.
Yeah, Ethernet I/O, I/O link can be added on there, so you've got options available to you.
CAN bus.
CAN bus, you've got CAN bus that you can add onto the machine. You can add any serial communications on there if you need to add more serial ports, and any device that you connect to over Modbus or anything like that.
So that gives you quite a few options, doesn't it, really,
Yeah,
in
for
terms
sure.
of just connecting to it.
Yeah.
And the I/O, we've got loads of ways of connecting. In terms of the program, when we go to those different options, are they drop-down boxes that you configure, or do you have to program to make the I/O link work?
Well, it's for the I/O link, it works over Modbus. To be fair, the I/O link won't work with that because that's Ethernet IP. So
Okay.
I mentioned I/O link, but I/O link won't work with that device. That's more on the Unilogic system. But with the Ethernet I/O, you can configure that. I've got a guide on how to configure that inside your project. And with the native I/O for the DIN rail mounted or the snap-in I/O that goes on the back, yes, that's just a drag and drop.
And use the same I/O with the CAN bus, don't you? If you can
Yes.
expand on CAN bus, so it's the same modules.
Yes, exactly that. Yes, you've got more options available to you for the connection.
Okay, so that was the V700, the 7-inch, what we call the widescreen. It is pretty much the same price as the 5.7, the V570, but it has Ethernet built in. It is slightly expensive. I think it's less than £10 more, but it makes it great value for money in terms of upgrading.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
really.
and if you want to see other products, you'd like us to unbox them and show them to you, please give us a shout. You know, make a note in the comments, contact us, and we'll give you some more products.
Yeah, well, using your feedback that we got last week, we've got some really good video ideas from everybody that's been tuning in. So we're going to be doing more tutorials on bits and pieces. When people contact me for a bit of help on something, I'm going to use that straight away to be able to make a video and upload that to our YouTube channel.
Because we find if somebody asks us the question once, somebody else is going to ask us the same question. So that way we're trying to build up a library. Every time we answer a question on the support side of things, let's build a video so that other people can find information and have the answers.
And from the tech support side of things, we already do have a library of application notes, which are PDF documents, which can be found on our website to help you do these applications from there, but we're also going to be converting those into videos as well, because that's how things are. But we've got to move with the times and make sure there's a lot of content out there on video as well. Really short, succinct videos. We've got ones for updating the firmware. Somebody asked me about the schedule block in Visilogic the other day, so we're going to be doing that, as well as some more fun challenges that you guys have put to us as well for showing the ease of installation of some of this equipment. I like the idea of getting one of the girls from the office to set one of these up from scratch, and we can show how easy it is to use, and how to add things onto the HMI. So a little few bits and pieces that are going to be coming from us, bits of content to just show you how versatile and easy to use this equipment is. As simple as that, isn't it?
And we're here to help. If it doesn't work or you're not sure what to do, give us a shout. You can contact us at web@i4automation.co.uk.
Yeah.
Okay, so some of the feedback we had last week was that we get into technical talk, abbreviations.
Yeah.
So there's a few terminology that people were asked said to us, okay, what's a PLC? Is it a public limited company?
Yeah. No, it's not a public.
not in our terms.
No. So when we're talking about a PLC, we're talking about a programmable logic controller. It's effectively just a PC that just runs through a bunch of processes over and over again, and without any failures, it will just run through the process for your automation process. And we're talking about a programmable, so you can program the logic in the controller to control your application. And that's what these are. These are PLCs and HMIs in one, but they do the same thing. It's a programmable logic controller.
Okay, and the second one was HMI. I think we might have covered that a little bit in the last one.
Well, maybe on one of the takes. We've got a human machine interface, and it does exactly what it says on the tin. It's how the human interfaces with the machine. Simple as that.
It's a window into the machine and how to operate it.
So traditionally it would be a bunch of push buttons on there, but now, because we're up to date with the times, we've got touch screens on there, so you can add that onto your system. And I think you were saying that it's really helpful for being able to make changes on there without having to cut out new holes for
normally
buttons.
If you've got a push button, it's a 22.5mm hole, you've got to cut it out and you've got to have a legend on the push button to say what it does. And quite often you get an application that doesn't need a HMI, you don't feel you need the extra cost, although our products are pretty cost effective. But not needing that cost, but what you do when you build a machine or you do an update, customers expect to see a HMI on a machine these days. A bit like you get into your car, they've got HMIs on them. All cars have some sort of screen these days that's configurable and programmable by the manufacturer. So by having a screen on your PLC, on your machine, by having a screen onto your machine, you make it more sellable. It is part and parcel of the operator, what they expect to see. Yeah.
We should do a segment on the podcast actually, which is PLC or not PLC, where we'll find something out in the wild, like those drinks. The first thing I'm thinking of, those drinks machines that you get in Pizza Hut, where you choose which flavour you want on there. PLC or not PLC?
Okay, I don't know. I've got no idea.
So I'm going to go into the back offices of Pizza Hut and ask them what it is.
We did once look at a job that was going to go into McDonald's to do with cleaning the pipes.
Oh, okay.
We'll cover that on another day.
Okay, lovely.
Okay, so back to the terminology. VFD, VSD, talks about that?
Variable frequency drive, variable speed drive, or an inverter drive. So variable speed drive, you vary the speed that you're outputting from the drive to control the speed of the motor. Same VFD, variable frequency drive, and you're varying the frequency. It's doing the same thing. It's changing the frequency that it chops up that AC wave into DC so that it can control the speed that that motor is running at. And that is where the inverter comes from as well. You're inverting the AC sine wave into a DC wave.
A bit like with solar panels, where you're taking the DC you generate from the solar panels and you're changing it into AC. In our case, we're taking the AC, switching it to DC. That allows us to switch it and vary the frequency as a DC chopped up waveform. The squirrel cage motor doesn't realise the difference, and that will vary the speed, so it's quite simple.
Yep, and don't forget, we've currently got 10% off if you buy a PLC and a VFD at the same time, up to 3 VFDs per purchase. But if you get those two items, which I must say again, work really well with each other over Modbus RS485, get feedback from your alarms, as we were saying in the video last week, but there's 10% off if you buy 2 of those at the same time.
That's 10% on top of your normal discount.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so has that covered everything we wanted to talk about today? We mentioned the calendars, with some feedback on the training.
Yep.
Christmas opening hours, last day for shipping, December the 18th.
It's really slow shipping, that, is it?
It's a long Christmas break.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Last day for shipping, December the 18th. We will be available between Christmas and New Year. Skeleton staff, please be patient, but if you need something let us know and we'll get it to you. We've got a new brochure that will be going out to you. Look out for it if you want it. Drop us in the comments, drop a note in the comments and we'll do it.
Yeah, loads of new videos coming from us showing the ease of use of the Unitronics equipment, how to do certain aspects of using the equipment, and then of course some more fun videos as well to keep you on your toes.
Yeah, okay, well great stuff. And that's all from us for this week, so thanks for your time.
Cheers.